What's up? It's Jay, EscobarJ.com, and in today's video I am going to explain exactly how keto diet works and essentially give you the ins and outs of the keto diet. And it's something that I'm super passionate about. I'll share my quick story with you. A year ago, actually, so it's March 2020 right now. A year ago I weighed close to 215 pounds or so, 220 pounds. The highest I ever got was 235 pounds. And was just sick of being overweight, always having a gut, tired of feeling groggy all the time, lazy, not having the motivation to want to do much. And so I decided to make a change. My wife and I decided to make a change, and the main thing was our diet at first. And the one thing we changed is we switched over to the keto diet. I've been a big proponent of the keto diet for a long period of my life, but essentially it was just kind of on and off. I didn't really fully commit to it. But last year in March of 2019, my wife and I fully committed to the keto diet. I lost 70 pounds in about an 8-month period, and I put on about 15 pounds of muscle on top of that in a 12-month period. So total I lost 70 pounds. I went from 235 pounds down to 160 pounds. And once I hit 160 pounds, I switched up my regimen. Still doing keto, but I gained 15 pounds of muscle with weight training and different training regimens and high-intensity interval training and things. And it wasn't just the keto diet that helped me get there. I was very dedicated to my exercise and high-intensity interval training, essentially, mixed with intermittent fasting. And I'm going to get to intermittent fasting at a later video, but this one I'm just going to explain the brief overview about how keto diet works and kind of just a few intricacies of how it works. So essentially, the way it works is your body, when you're not in ketosis, okay, ketosis is the state in which your body burns ketones instead of glucose and fructose and other oses. But essentially, it's just your body burning and using a different fuel source for energy instead of the traditional glucose. And it's kind of like using different fuels in cars, right? So if you have a regular car, right, that takes unleaded fuel, it's kind of like if you were to switch from using unleaded fuel to using Chevron with Techron premium fuel, right? It's just a cleaner burn. Your body uses it more efficiently. Your body starts to become more adaptive, and it's just overall better for your health in the long term and the short term. And it really has helped me, obviously, with my results. I mean, I've lost a lot of weight. My wife lost a lot of weight too after we had our son. My wife, I don't remember exactly how much weight she lost, but she was up in the like 140-ish range, and she just didn't feel, she felt the same way I did. She got down to, I believe, like 110, 115, but then she wanted to put on some muscle as well, so she's now back up to 125, I believe. She's put on quite a bit of muscle. She looks great. I love her. And essentially, with this switch, of being in ketosis, it really can transform your life in a lot of different ways. And fat loss is obviously just one of them. But one of the more important benefits of switching to ketones, using ketones as fuel instead of glucose and fructose and things, and carbohydrates essentially, which essentially breaks down into glucose and fructose, is that your body starts using your fat storage, your fat cells, for your fuel. It starts burning through those fat stores because it's switching in your body from burning those carbohydrates and the glucose to now burning those fat stores by utilizing ketones in your blood. And when that happens, you can see rapid weight loss really quick. I lost probably that 70 pounds that I lost. I mean, I lost that 70 pounds within, like I said, 6 to 8 month period, the majority of it. And it could come off really fast. Obviously, you got to be consistent. You have to be very, very disciplined with your diet, and there's kind of a lot that goes into it. I'll get more into more details of like the how-tos and what to eat and what not to eat, and how to utilize intermittent fasting and the carnivore diet. And there's a lot of different things that you can incorporate with the keto diet, and what you can and can't have, things like that. And I'll get into those later, but I wanted to do just a brief overview on how the keto diet works. And essentially, it's just switching your body from utilizing glucose and carbohydrates and fructose over to ketones. When you do have a traditional American diet, lots of grains, wheat, carbohydrates, fruits, meat. When you have all the typical food pyramid that the United States government, so forcefully feeds down our throats, your body will be utilizing those glucose and the traditional energy sources. And what that does is that tells your body to store the fat. So anytime you have fats with carbs, or fats with sweets and sugar, what that tells your body to do is to store those for a rainy day. And when you constantly do that over and over and over again, which most Americans are doing, that's why you see such a big obese people in the United States. And so just switching your body from utilizing that glucose and carbohydrates and things over to ketones, that's what allows your body to shed those extra layers, if you will. Now once you start utilizing the keto diet, and you can start seeing results, and you get to a point to where you like where you're at, I'm not trying to say that carbs are completely bad. Currently in my regimen, I am incorporating some carbohydrates into my nutrition. However, it's a very specific carbohydrate at a very specific time, and I can get into a lot more of this stuff later, but I take carbs at a very specific time, and only on certain days. If I'm lifting heavy, like leg day, chest day, back day, those are the days typically where I'll have a little bit of carbs, where I'll essentially spike my insulin, because when you have insulin in your blood, it can actually go into muscle producing. It absorbs the protein a lot better, more efficiently than if you don't have insulin, or if you're insulin deficient, essentially. And that we'll get in. I can do a lot more videos into that later. But that's. I just wanted to give a brief breakdown about how the keto diet works, and how you can lose weight with it. Now, keep in mind, my wife and I, when we started, we just did the keto diet for probably, I would say, 3 to 4 to 5 months with no exercise, and we did see weight loss. We did see, I probably like maybe 5-10 pounds, maybe 15 pounds in that time. Not a lot. When you really start taking it seriously and you start incorporating high intensity interval training as well as intermittent fasting in your nutrition, that is when you will see rapid results. I'm talking within a month or two, you could see 5-10 pounds or more weight loss in that amount of time, depending on where you're at, of course. And it's a really awesome way to not only feel better about yourself, but get out of depression. I mean, there's so many other benefits that the keto diet, and mixing it along with intermittent fasting, as well as high intensity interval training, as well as just exercise in general, weightlifting. You feel so much better. It releases endorphins in your brain when you exercise along with the keto diet, and you get less hungry. You don't eat as much, which causes your, it sounds bad, but your stomach to shrink if you do it for an extended period of time. It can actually when you don't eat carbs that stretch out your stomach all the time, it allows your stomach to be at its normal, natural state. And when that happens, you don't feel the need to eat as much, and you don't get as many cravings, and you can go longer periods of time without getting those, oh, I got to eat something, or sugar cravings. A lot of times when I was eating traditional American diet, I would, anytime I'd eat a cheeseburger with the fries and all that, I'd want something sweet after, and that's because carbohydrates, they trigger that response. When you spike your insulin and you come down off that insulin spike, you crave more, and it's especially with sugar. Sugar does the same thing. It's very addictive. It stimulates the same parts of the brain as cocaine does, actually, which I thought was very fascinating. So I'm getting kind of off topic, but I just wanted to give a brief overview. If you like this content, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. In the comments down below, tell me if you like this kind of a content. Go ahead and leave me some suggestions on things you'd like to hear more, or if any other related topics, go ahead and leave those in the comments. Let me know. Share this, give this a thumbs up, like it, and I love you all. Let's always learn, let's always grow, let's always push forward. Love is the answer. Be well. Take care. See ya.